What is going on, A to Z Sports? Sam Phelan here with you live for another edition of Titans at 2 as the Titans search for their next head coach continues, and the Titans are one step closer to finding that head coach as this week begins with a Monday filled with interviews. I'm going to tell you why the Titans hire could be coming at any moment now. We'll dive into some of the candidates who we know to be finalists for the Titans job, and then another head coach, or rather just coaching update regarding a current member of the Titans staff. Before we dive into all of it here, I want to remind everybody that today's version of Titans at 2 is powered and presented by Titans Flag Football and the NFL flag football. They have leagues going on in and around Nashville throughout the spring here. It's boys and girls, pre-K through fifth grade flag football, the youth flag football leagues in and around Nashville. Once a week program on Sundays for a total of 2 hours, which registration closing February 18th. Registration closes February 18th, and the season starts in March, going through May. So if you have a child pre-K through fifth grade that you want to get involved in flag football, go to the website, www.titansflagfootball.com. That is in the YouTube description. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and check that out. And I appreciate y'all bearing with me. I'm not sure if you hear the horn and the siren behind me, but we have a little bit of a distraction here in the afternoon as a train decides it wants to come through the neighborhood. I want to know how y'all are feeling about this head coaching search. It's continuing to develop, and I already see some of you guys here are saying, give me Callahan as a head coach news stat. You guys know where I stand on this. I put it out on A to Z Sports earlier last week. I talked about it on the A to Z Sports morning show that Brian Callahan is my favorite candidate for the Titans head coaching job. He will continue to be my favorite as this process goes on here, and I will continue to bang that drum. A guy that is the longest tenured coordinator in the National Football League with a ton of experience and has had his hands all over that Cincinnati Bengals offense. So Brian Callahan is my guy. And if Brian Callahan is your guy too, you should be very excited because the Titans have some finalists in mind. Now, this is not necessarily all of the finalists, but as you see right here, the Titans plan to bring in Dan Quinn for a second interview for their head coaching job this week. He is the third candidate headed to round 2. Thomas Brown, Panthers offensive coordinator Thomas Brown, and Bengals offensive coordinator Brian Callahan. Those are the three names right now that we know to be getting a follow-up interview in person with the Titans. All of these guys have already conducted virtual interviews and will now be getting in person. So as these next few days go on, it's going to be time to start hearing second interview stuff. Let's see, because somebody says they want Bobby Slowick, they want Mike McDonald, are two guys on Kenneth's watch list that he wants. Big Rig says any update on Slowick. I have been out on Bobby Slowick from the beginning. I told you guys I was kind of out on Bobby Slowick from the beginning a few weeks ago. People kind of were like, how are you out on Bobby Slowick? But I think he needs more experience as a coordinator and as a play caller. I don't know if I believe he's a capable leader right now. I think we just saw this past weekend that, there could still be things to work on for Bobby Slowick. I'm not sure he's ready right now. We'll see, right? So I guess the update on Bobby Slowick is there isn't one right now, and we will see here very soon if the Titans request a second interview with him, because today they are interviewing Brian Callahan for a second time. They're getting ready to bring in Thomas Brown. They're getting ready to interview Dan Quinn. So if any of the candidates that you have your eyes on, like a Slowick or like a McDonald, are going to get in this mix of finalists, I would expect to hear something relatively soon. Like if you start going through and the Titans have conducted all of these second interviews with candidates and you haven't heard anything on the Bobby Slowick front, it's probably not going to happen. And that goes for anybody who hasn't yet received a follow-up. And as James says, couldn't they just hire Callahan today? Yeah, if they wanted to. And that is one of the things that we are going to discuss here this afternoon. The Titans are one step closer to hiring their next head coach because the Titans have finally fulfilled all of their requirements. I got to go. Fire alarm's going off. Sorry for the delay.